Hello and welcome fellow sewists, my name is Hannah and today on Minerva I'm going to be taking you through my top 10 favourite costume sewing patterns that we have available. I will talk through each pattern and recommend some fabrics that I think would make perfect pairings. Just a disclaimer, I am a huge fan of dressing up and do make extravagant costumes every year, particularly for Halloween. So I do believe you'll be in good hands for this. First up, I've got the Simplicity 1303 pattern. Now this has 5 adorable styles of a whopping 29 pieces. It's perfect for fancy dress parties and perhaps even Halloween. It's such an adorable pattern with everything from a witch, a princess to a fairy. A very enchanting pattern indeed. I've selected some beautiful fabrics to pair with this. The two-tone taffeta in chalky lilac, it's non-stretch and has a beautiful shimmer effect. I sew with taffeta a lot as I love the volume and swishiness that it gives. This beautiful crushed taffeta in light aqua is so pretty. Little ones will love the rustly sound this gorgeous fabric gives and is perfect for adventures. Then I've got the Dusty Rose Shantung du Pignon. It's lovely and light and this colour is so pretty and this fabric drapes really beautifully. And then finally for this pattern, I thought this gorgeous crystal organza would be perfect for those detailing. It's such a dreamy, diaphanous fabric and it's machine washable, light and perfect for creating those layers of petal details with the 5 different styles. So I've got the Simplicity 2855 costume pattern. This has 4 styles and 22 pieces. It's perfect for children who love dressing up. I could definitely see my little nieces and nephews having a rawsome time wearing these. So I've chosen some really cute, cosy, durable fabrics to pair with this pattern. First being the Balboa low pile faux fur. It's incredibly fun and more importantly it's durable and machine washable. Then next I've got the polar fleece fabric, which would be fantastic for these adorable animal onesies. And also it holds in heat, so if you were going to wear it in the winter it's even better. And it has 10% stretch, so it would be really cosy to wear. And then I've got the Cozy Faux Fur fabric, which should be an awesome pairing for this. It has 15% stretch, so it would be ideal for the little ones to run around in and still feel comfortable. And then for the accent details on like the ears and on the stomach, I've got the 100% craft cotton in peach, which make a really nice contrast against those furs and fleeces. And again, akin to the furs and fleeces, it's hard wearing and machine washable. Next up, I've got the Simplicity 8670 pattern. This is a Miss Knit cosplay pattern and it's such a badass pattern. It has 3 different styles which will inspire you to become your own heroine or supervillain, whichever is your preference. It comes with different cup sizes as well, so you'll be able to create a really bespoke fit. And I could personally imagine recreating Michelle Pfeiffer's infamous Catwoman with this pattern, if only I was as sassy as her though. So for the Simplicity 8670, I have chosen 3 gorgeous fabrics. The first up is the shiny activewear lycra knit fabric in black. It's such a glorious nylon and spandex blend. It stretches from all angles, length, width and on the bias, so it'd be a gorgeous option for this pattern. Then I've got the metallic activewear lycra knit fabric in amber. Surely this gives you superpowers just based on how gloriously that eye-catching colour is. It stretches from all angles, so it'll be perfect for lunging and jumping like the true superhero that you are. I've got the stretch velvet knit fabric in antique gold. It has 40% stretch on the width and 10% on the length, so it's not as stretchy as the lycras but would still be a lovely option for the bodysuit. And it's easy to wash and it looks shimmery, so that's a really good addition. Next up is this fantastic Cosplay by McCalls Cloak X Passing. This is such a majestic floor-length cape complete with fur trim. It's so striking and perfect for anyone who fancies pretending they're on Game of Thrones or perhaps even a vengeful queen. This pattern comes with 4 different styles, making a great versatile piece. Option C with the large hood is definitely my favourite. So now to the fabrics for the Cloak X. First up I've chosen the brushed stretch gabardine twill fabric. This is such a gorgeous sumptuous earth brown. It's 62% polyester, 32% viscose and 6% elastane. Has 10% stretch and it's wonderfully heavy, so it'd make a really perfect cloak. Then I've got the Lady McElroy wool twill seating fabric in black. It's 80% wool and 20% polyester, so it'd make a beautiful option for this cloak because it's nice and warm and it hangs beautifully. The Robert Kaufman yarn dyed Essex linen cotton fabric in charcoal. This is my favourite one for this option. It's 55% linen, 45% cotton, and this fabric has a beautiful drape which will be perfect for this cloak. This is such a high quality fabric and will give a really professional finish to your cloak. To finish off the cloak, this long pile faux fur will be a really great trim. It's machine washable and tumble dry safe, and it has a beautiful realistic fur effect. Next up, I've got the Simplicity 5794 pattern. I absolutely love cloaks, and the Simplicity pattern is no exception. I personally believe we should be wearing cloaks day to day, but I understand not everyone wants to be so whimsical on a daily basis. This comes with 3 different styles: a capelet, hooded with a tassel, or just a simple hood. This is such a fairy tale-esque pattern that would just be so magical to wear. So the fabrics for the Simplicity cloak pattern. First up, I've chosen this gorgeous triple crown velvet fabric in wine. It's absolutely dreamy. I'm a complete velvet fiend, so this fabric really speaks to me. It drapes beautifully, it's medium weight, non-stretch, so it would be fantastic for gallivanting around in this cloak. Then I've got the Shantung du Pignon fabric in mauve, which would be a wonderful pairing for this ethereal cloak. It has a beautiful shimmer, and this shade is just so striking. This is a lovely light fabric and will create a really beautiful movement with the cloak. Then finally, I've got the two-tone shot taffeta fabric in apple green. It's so beautiful. I've used this particular fabric for a Halloween costume, and it was such a joy to work with. It creates real volume and structure in your creations. Next, I've got the McCalls Mystic Cosplay 2099 pattern. This reminds me of Alexander McQueen with its dark elegance. It's the kind of item I'd personally wear every day, but apparently it's for cosplay. This is such a gorgeous, dramatic hooded jacket complete with belt that I could definitely envision wearing and making myself. So first I've chosen the Crisp Stretch Velvet Knit fabric in olive green. It's so striking and it would work really beautifully with this pattern. It reflects the light beautifully and it has a one-way stretch and it's fine to wash at home. Then I've got the Stretch Velvet Knit fabric in mint green, which is another perfect option for this piece. It's a really nice fabric to work with and it has enough weight so it creates those beautiful draping and it will hold really well. And then I've got the Lady McElroy Viscose acetate lining fabric, and it would be a really nice contrast against those green velvets. It's perfect for this type of project as it's non-stretch and it's 140 centimetres wide, so it would be perfect lining for this coat. This is historically inspired Butterick sewing pattern 4669. It's so beautiful, very on trend with the current cottagecore craze. It would be a perfect costume or dress it down for a more casual look over a cute linen dress. There are 4 different styles to choose from. I think the classic look of option A is definitely my favourite. Fabrics that I've chosen for this gorgeous Butterick pattern. First, I've gone with the Robert Kaufman Moondust Lurex cotton fabric in green. It's such a glorious shade. It's a broadcloth fabric, so it's lovely and durable, and that shimmer from the Lurex just gives it such a magical touch. Then I've selected another Robert Kaufman. This one is Manchester cotton fabric in mist shade. It's such a dreamy, subtle colour, and it's really lovely for this whimsical corset pattern. It's 100% cotton, so it's perfect for an item that you want to be nice and durable so you can wear it again and again. Then I've selected the Coca Nani Iro Cotton Silk Lawn fabric in blue. It's 80% cotton and 20% silk, so this is a really lovely, luxurious fabric. It's nice and light, so it will be gorgeous to line the corset with. I think it's really nice to have a really luxurious lining, especially on sewing projects where you've spent a lot of time and energy. It's really nice to treat yourself with a really gorgeous, sumptuous finish to your project. Next up is the McCalls Spectral Cosplay Sewing Pattern 2053. This is another one of my favourites as it's inspired by the film Crimson Peak, which I absolutely adore the costume design in. This has 4 different styles, either with or without trains, both in the gown and the robe. I would definitely go with a train, as you might as well go full on with a project like this. I really wish housewear like this would come back in fashion. My collection of handmade house coats is thankfully growing, but I've yet to delve into making my own nightgown, so perhaps this is a perfect place to start. So I've selected 2 gorgeous fabrics for the Spectral Cosplay costume. First up is this gorgeous silky wash satin fabric in blush. This would be such a lovely romantic option for this housecoat. This fabric has a beautiful fluidity to it and hangs really nicely, and would be really beautiful to add some gold trimmings on the edge to give it a perfect finish. Perhaps some lace or even a tassel trim. We have a great range of trimmings to choose from, so you won't be short of options. Then I've chosen the Lady McElroy Silk Voile Fabric Silver Grey. It's 100% silk, so it would be such a gorgeous, almost gossamer-like option to make the nightdress pattern in. This is such a dreamy fabric. You'll look like a beautiful spectral being wearing this. I'd personally wear both the nightdress and the housecoat on a day-to-day basis at home. It's so beautiful, and who doesn't want to pretend that you live in a big old house carrying around a candelabra to light your way? Next, I've got the Simplicity 8411 pattern. This is a breathtaking gown made up of a bodice, skirt and panniers. This is such a striking pattern and is a firm favourite of mine. I feel I need to go to the Venice Carnival donning this gown, gliding along the narrow canals wearing a perfectly divine masquerade mask. Fabrics that I've selected for this gorgeous gown. First up is this absolutely stunning pure silk dupignon fabric in dark red. This is what fabric dreams are made of. It's such a luxurious fabric that would just be a dream to use for this pattern. It's medium weight, so it will work gorgeously, and it's 137 centimetres wide. Then I've selected the Charmeuse Silky Satin fabric in red. It's absolutely lovely, a really nice striking shade of red. This is non-stretch and it has a beautiful fluidity to it, and this would be so lovely for this pattern. The way the colour captures the light is just simply dreamy. Then finally I've got the 100% cotton broadcloth, which will be perfect for the panniers. It's so strong and durable and easy to sew with, so it'll be perfect for creating those gorgeous undergarments. Last but by no means least is this gorgeous McCalls sewing pattern 7941. This is an Edwardian inspired two-piece which is so beautiful and will be such a fun project to undertake. It has 4 different styles, the difference being the train on the skirt of the dress, and its even more elegant style with the tapered back on the overdress. Just such a simply stunning piece, and it reminds me of Rose from Titanic, so why would you not want to dress like that? Fabrics that I've chosen for the 7941. Lorenza Silk Chiffon in ivory. This is such a gorgeous high quality 100% silk chiffon. This would be divine for the main dress in this pattern. The drape and the floatiest of silks is just absolutely dreamy. Then I've selected the Silk Noir in cream. It's a gorgeous raw silk and it's beautifully soft. Because it's silk, you could always dye it with our own selection of natural dyes, so you don't have to just stick to the yellowy creams that you see on the pictures. You could go for maybe a really nice light pink or blues. All of our dyes are available on our website, so I can tag those below as well. And then I've got the Society Silk Organza fabric. It's one of the highest qualities that you'll ever see. It has a touch of stiffness to it, so it will create a really beautiful volume for the skirt. And for the overdress, I thought this black embroidered mesh fabric would make a glorious contrast against the selection of silks. It has such a beautiful intricate pattern to it, so it really offset the simplicity of those silks. Thank you so much for watching on Minerva today. Now do feel free to ask me any questions below about the patterns and the fabrics that we've looked at today. And if you do attempt any of these patterns or projects, please do tag me. I really want to see. And do feel free to join our Minerva community. It is free to join, and it's such a great way to get inspired by fellow creators all over the world.